The Rodney Miller Collection. It's a rare opportunity to get some great international harvester equipment. Rodney, it's great to sit alongside you here, having watched you on the air so much over the years. And of course, you have great background in the equipment industry that many people don't realize.
Yeah, you know, my uncle was an IH dealer, and I grew up in an IH dealership, and my dad worked there a lot, and so I have that great tradition from that. And then I got into the tractor industry, and
it was red.
And it was red. I had some other history there too, that ended up with McCormick International, and so.
Some of these tractors really hit my hot button. That 1206, the 1966 1206. There were several of us young men growing up on the farm lusted after that tractor.
Huh? Man, I remember
we lusted in our hearts.
And still do a little bit. You know, but I remember when that tractor was delivered to the gentleman, Hobart Campbell, one of our neighbors that bought that tractor new. And
Benton, Illinois, right?
He lived out by Macedonia. Oh. I'm sure you've never heard of that place.
I haven't been there.
But he always got kind of the newest every time, and so that's a special tractor for me.
It really is a beauty, and you've restored it so nicely.
I've kind of redone that twice, about 25 years ago, and then this summer we completely went through it, sandblasted it down to the bare metal. We just replaced everything on it. I'd spent about $14,000 on the engine and transmission, 200 hours ago. So then all the cosmetic stuff got replaced this time, and it's got new tires on it.
Inside and out, these are wonderful tractors, to be sure. Lovingly cared for over the years. Now, the 560 with a mounted picker.
Yeah.
I mean, just about every IH fan is going to grab their chair and take a look at this closely. It's amazing. Talk about it.
And it works so good. I love driving it. And I've got the sheller for it too, which is, you know, a rare combination. So it's got the shucking bed and the sheller bed. And so we redid it, took it completely apart about 4 years ago, fixed everything on it, put it back together. I've never had 1 minute's trouble. I still use it every year. So
do you really?
Yeah. So I have another picker, so I decided I can't have two of everything. I'm getting rid of some things.
Man, I tell you what, the aerial shot, looking down on the seat, I start to break out in sweat. I start itching, thinking of all the chaff that came back up to the operator.
It sure did.
It was not the lap of luxury, was it, Rodney?
No, it sure wasn't. You know the 560 is pretty good. So.
I have to ask you about the manure spreader. That's a Model 100?
Yeah, it's a Model 100.
That Model 100 manure spreader, I have a soft spot in my heart for those, doggone it. When they're nicely restored, they really stand out.
They really stand out. There's not a lot of them around, and a good friend of ours had it for a long time, and I got it several years ago, and then I redid it, and just really, and I put new tires on it too, the original type tires. It all works really good.
You mentioned the H. Talk about that tractor.
That H is kind of a special tractor. I'm the second owner, the gentleman that bought it. A friend of mine's dad bought it new in 1946. It's got the original back tires on it. When he bought the tractor, he took the sheet metal off, put it in the barn. When I bought the tractor, I put the sheet metal back on it for, I think, the first time in like 40 years or so. And I don't think the tractor has 300 hours.
Oh my, is that right?
It's that low in our machine. You can just tell when you sit on the seat. You know how the seats are wobbly? This seat's as tight as a jug.
Nice and tight, yeah.
The steering's tight as a jug. There's the clutch, the bushings aren't wore out and all that. He just didn't use it much, and I'm not using it at all other than driving in parades and stuff. So
now, this 1971 International 454 is a star of the Gone Farmin' Fall Premiere. Talk about it.
You know, that's just kind of a cool tractor. My dad bought a new 574 in 1972, and that was the smaller
574.
Unit. The smaller unit.
There was a tobacco special of that one also,
There sure
right?
was.
Yeah.
There sure was. You know, they made the 574, I think, for 8 years, but they only made the 454s, I think, for 2 years. My father-in-law, my wife's dad, bought one new, and so it's kind of a special tractor. We really did a nice paint job on it and everything, and I think it's going to make somebody a nice little machine.
I remember seeing one of those sitting on the showroom floor of Adams and Morrow, Princeton, Indiana.
Yeah.
I thought, when are we going to get one of those, Dad? That's a little too small for us now. But boy, it is a neat one. It's really great all the way around.
They had the synchronized transmission, you know. You can shift on the go, so it was kind of cool.
Thanks for sharing the story with us. There's some great stories behind these. Yeah, when you get a couple of IH guys together, old guys, you know, you can go on and on and on. You need to see the Rodney Miller collection. You need to be there to watch the auction. You need to participate. some rare opportunities here to buy some neat equipment. Thanks for sharing the story.
Enjoyed it.
Small town, big deal, doggone it, all the way through.